Well, hey guys, and welcome to the show. It's great to be with you. Today, if you didn't know, it is December 31st. And yeah, that means it is the very last day of the year. And it is great to be with you on the Inspirations for Your Life show. Today is going to mark us being on the air actually for 4 years in a row. And tomorrow we will start being on the air our fifth year. And I'm really, really excited for that. If you've been here before, I want to say welcome back and thank you. If it's your first time here, of course, I want to say thank you for joining us. If you have not checked out Believe Me Achieve, what are you waiting for? Go check that out right after the show. Happy New Year to everyone. A little bit early, and hopefully some ideas to help you have a great new year. So this is yes, Inspiring Wednesday, and it's perfect for your motivational rhythm. I'm John C. Morley, and I want you guys to know about Inspiration for Your Life, and I want you to know what we're about and why we're on the air and pretty much what we do, because this is the key, guys, to having an amazing life. I'm John C. Morley. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm an engineer. I'm a marketing specialist. I'm a video producer, podcast host, coach, graduate student, and a passionate lifelong learner, and back as a team motivational expert of the day. And today's granular topic to end this, remember I told you we had these little short weeks because of the way we were doing this. Your real flex is how you regroup after things go wrong. And I hope you'll pay attention to this because these are some things that really can make or break you in the new year 2026. Remember, guys, I said if you have failed to plan, you have planned to fail. Welcome, everyone, my friends, my colleagues, my associates. So great to have you here on another energizing, amazing episode, ladies and gentlemen, of, yes, guys, the ever popular Inspirations for Your Life show, the daily motivational show. Again, we are clocking in after today, being on the air officially. Yeah, 4 years on the road, guys. And tomorrow will mark our fifth year. We're all about motivation, leadership, growth, and mindset mastery. Again, I am your host, John C. Morley, and I'm here to guide you on this amazing enigma of a powerful journey of self improvement and team transformation. Over the years, as a serial entrepreneur and coach, I've learned that the real strength of any group, whether it's in business, family, or friendships, shows not when things go perfectly, but when we bounce back after being together, after a setback. So today, we're diving into 30 ideas that help you and your team, well, be able to rise stronger after these challenges. Because bouncing back isn't just about recovery, it's resilience in action. Let's begin together. You ready? Number one, name one tough situation your household has already survived. It could be anything. All right. Acknowledging past victories reminds everyone that, yes, they've been through storms before and made it through. Reflection builds faith in your collective ability to overcome again and again and again. And hopefully that'll be, let's say, more fuel to get us to do more of that in the future. Number two, ask what did we learn instead of why did this happen to me? Shift from the blame game to the growth game. Every setback carries a seed of wisdom. If we pause long enough to find it, we will. Number three, guys, build a hard day playlist together. Music heals moods. I've said this before. Create a shared soundtrack that uplifts your spirit and reminds your team to keep moving. Number four, celebrate one tiny win from today. It could be anything. It could have been the fact that you guys took the Christmas tree down together, that you went on a walk, that you had breakfast together, you made breakfast together, whatever it is. Even a small success is worth recognition. So small wins generate momentum and strengthen connection. That's our key. Number five, guys, tell someone thanks for how you handled that. Gratitude softens stress and builds trust. Recognizing effort fuels future teamwork. Are you ready for number six? I know you are. Turn one mistake into a next time we'll plan for that. Progress happens when you convert errors into a strategy. Use setbacks as training for the true comeback. Create a code word that means I need support, not solutions. Sometimes people just need empathy, not advice. A shared code empowers honest communication. I think that's really important to realize. Number 8, guys, take a 5-minute walk together after an argument. Movement clears mental fog. Walking allows emotions to percolate in coolly while keeping the connection intact. Number 9, write 3 ways you're stronger than last year. Growth often hides in our hardships. Recognize how far you've come individually and, yes, collectively. Number 10, guys, ask this question. What would make tomorrow just 1% easier? Tiny adjustments spark big change. Focus on incremental wins rather than instant fixes. Number 11, share a story of a past comeback. Stories nurture our hope. Remind your team of the strength they've demonstrated before. Number 12, plan a midweek treat, a fun break, dessert, drive, movie, or even a game. This will recharge the morale within your group. Balance keeps teams bonded. And I think many people don't realize that because they try to stress teams and get teams to do more than they actually can. And then everybody wonders, well, why is the team falling apart? Well, if you were going to do a run, right, and you started out running really fast and you really couldn't handle the run, that would be a problem, right? But if you built up incrementally, then you'd be able to handle it, right? That's the important thing. Number 13, say we're allowed to be disappointed and hopeful, okay? Healthy teams acknowledge feelings without losing true optimism. Both truth and hope can coexist together, yes, within the same sentence and even in the same environment. Number 14, turn off bad news for 1 hour. I mean, if you have a TV on, I'm not a TV person watcher, but the TV always has bad news on it, right? So why not turn it off? I mean, there's always going to be bad news somewhere. Why not focus on the positive right here? Constant negativity drains resilience. Protect your mental space to restore balance. Number 15, please list 3 resources you have right now. It could be skills, people, or even tools in your life. Focusing on the assets instead of problems shifts the perspective from scarcity to capability. I think that's something a lot of people miss, but it's something you have the power to do right now. Now, as we are on the dawn, and probably people are wondering, so how many, and it's a good question, how many hours and minutes till New Year's? And so right now when we're shooting this show, and this is going to change, right, from time to time, it's definitely going to change because as we get closer to New Year's, the time is obviously going to change. But if somebody had to ask you right now, how many, let's just say, how many minutes and hours till midnight? And again, I think when we think about that from a perspective point, it gets us to realize things are real in our life. So maybe you want to go to like a countdown clock. Those are some really really good things that you can do. And I think tracking this whole thing of what New Year's is important, not just for me but for everybody, because we want to celebrate like what's happened in our life. We want to celebrate some of these challenges, right? And so I know a lot of us out there, we get a little bit daunted by, what something means. And so I want to tell you that right now, at this exact moment, there are actually 6 hours, 2 minutes, and yes, 50 seconds till midnight. but that'll keep changing, right? But so that's not a lot of time. So if you have failed to plan, you plan to fail. Now, don't feel bad if you have not planned yet for 2026. You can still take tomorrow and figure out what you want to do. And there's lots of things you could do, right? But my advice to you is don't let tomorrow go by without coming up with at least an initial plan of how you're going to make your 2026 an even better year. All right. That's something I want you to think about. It's not something to scare you, but I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, this just went by and I don't know where I'm going. If you don't know where you're going, chances are a lot of people are going to be in the same boat and be like, it's on your team, but like, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? I have no clue what we're doing. And I think sometimes people don't realize that they have more power than they give themselves credit for. Does that like make some sense? I mean, I'm hoping it does, because if it makes some sense, then that will change the perspective, ladies and gentlemen, of who you are and who you are becoming. Yeah, that's a very, very very powerful thing to understand. All right, a very, very powerful thing. And what I want to say to all of you right now is that potential is what 2025 should be all about to you. Okay, it should be all about that. Doesn't have to be about that, but that's what it is about. And so when we think about 2026, like I said, now looking at the clock, 6 hours and no minutes and basically 50 seconds at that moment until midnight hits. So number 16, ask what's the next right step that I need to take. So not how do we fix everything at the moment. We're not trying to solve the world's problems in 20 seconds. Big problems will shrink when they're divided into clear, manageable, kind of like modal components, simple actions. Number 17, guys, thank the person who stayed calm when you couldn't. Acknowledging emotional anchors strengthens trust and connection within any group. I don't care whether it's a family unit. I don't care whether it's a volunteer unit. I don't care whether it's an educational unit. It has that power, and it will strengthen if it's truly done with the right premise. Number 18, guys, admit today was rough. Yeah, it was. But we're still here. And I think sometimes we miss that point that look at all the stuff we've gotten through this year. If you were just to play a little deja vu reel, right, of 2025 in your head, and think about all those challenges you went through, right? I know I can roll that reel in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, but we're still here. We got through them and everything is fine. So I think our brain goes into hyperdrive mode, saying, oh my gosh, right? But we need to tell our brain, look, we've gotten through this in the past and we can get through this in the future again. We never get challenges that our body can't. Our universe will never do that to us. Vulnerability, ladies and gentlemen, grounds progress. It's okay to accept struggle while still showing determination. So some people think if I show a struggle, then that means I'm a failure. No, it doesn't. Some of the greatest minds of our time have struggled. If we don't struggle, we don't succeed. I think sometimes when things come to us too easily, maybe we're afraid of how that's going to embrace us. Maybe we're afraid of what that's going to do. Maybe, right? I mean, that's just the thing. So if we can embrace these things and we can embrace the moments in our life, that's pretty powerful, guys, pretty powerful. And I want to make sure I got this out to you before I went out to dinner for New Year's Eve, because I know how important it is for you guys to have this. And I didn't want to be doing this show at 12:30, even though I could have. I want to make sure this happened on December 31st, 2025. And in case you're wondering about the New Year's countdown, well, now we're 5 hours, 58 minutes, and 12 seconds till it happens. So you can really appreciate the 2026 when you think about all the good things that you did in 2025. Now, I'm not saying 2025 was a perfect year, because it wasn't for everybody, but there were things in 2025 that you learned and lessons that you're going to carry into 2026. Are you ready for 19? I know I am. Reframe one setback as practice, not failure. Success is built on reps. Okay, just like if you lift weights, right? So you can do 3 sets of 12, right? 3 sets of 15. The number of reps you do, right? The number of repetitions, right? So 3 sets, and the reps might be 12 or 15, like with dumbbells or weights or what have you. Or maybe you're doing squats, 3 sets of 12 squats, right? So the reps is what's part of the set, and the set is what you repeat. Treat your missteps, ladies and gentlemen, as training. Don't as defeat, because you're going to kill yourself. Number 20, write a backup plan for one big worry you have. Preparedness creates a calmness environment. When you know there's a plan B, stress just sort of, I don't know, loses its momentum. It loses the power that it was originally charged with. Number 21, say we're a team. Nobody does this alone. Unity multiplies strength. Remind everyone of the power in collaboration. Now, I don't say this to you weekly. It's important that you understand that collaboration is something that we need to be doing, not because we should have to do it, but because we want to do it. Does that make sense, everybody? I hope it does. Number 22, guys, make a no yelling promise for tonight's disagreements. Now, I know there might be people in your family. They may yell, they may argue, they may scream. Even if they're in pain, they may yell, they may scream, they may curse. But you know what happens when you do that? It actually doesn't make the problem better. It exacerbates the problem. It seems like it takes energy off of the current emotion, which it does, but it just makes the problem worse, and it makes people around you be like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? I mean, we've all been in discomfort before, lots of different comfort, right? I can give one to you when I broke my tib and fib. And I remember after my leg healed, and I remember going across the floor, and I remember the phone ringing. And my mind knew that I was supposed to take it easy on the foot, even though I had just gotten the cast off, right? But for some reason, the phone rang, and the main thing I did was just said, oh, I got the cast off. I can just walk. And I felt a funniness on my left leg. Not a pain, but a discomfort. I'm like, oh, I don't think I want to do that again. But I didn't make that my whole day, because what you focus on will repeat. If you say I'm in pain, if you say I'm in discomfort, if you say I hate life, guess what keeps happening? The universe keeps giving you more reasons to hate life. So why not try saying I love life? I know I'm in discomfort right now. I know I'm not as the way I want to be, but I know I'm getting better. And I know each day is becoming easier for me. Try that, ladies and gentlemen. Respect creates a safety. Conflict can be resolved without noise or any shame. So many people I know try to throw shame and all these noise because they think it's going to solve the problem. But you know what it does? Again, it exacerbates the problem. Number 23. Share a meme or a joke to break the tension. Laughter resets energy. It's an underrated form of resilience. Does that make sense, guys? I hope it does. Number 24. Remember one fear that never actually came true. I can talk of lots of those in the past, especially when I was younger, right? You know, we worried about so many things, even in school. But a lot of those things never came to fruition because we actually worried about things that never really existed. So if we spend time worrying on things, especially if we can't control something, that's not going to make us feel very good. It's going to deplete our energy, and it's going to make us feel depressed, right? You know that, guys. So perspective is what becomes our reality. You create your reality. You create everything in your life by the perspective for which you assign. Perspective will heal the anxiety. So let's just change the lens a little bit, especially in 2026. Let's put a softer lens on, and let's not be so harsh on things. Most worries, guys, will lose the steam and the momentum when they really prove out that you're kinder. And I think that's an important thing for us to know. Number 25, guys, ask this question. How can we support each other better this week? Yes, how can we support each other better? What can I do to help you this week? Teams will thrive when everyone's needs are seen and valued. A lot of people have this thing in them. It's called selfishness. You know what I'm talking about. Sure, you do. So, selfishness actually doesn't help anybody. It doesn't even help the person who's being selfish because you know what happens? You get what you want, but then you feel like a jerk, right? So, number 26, tell someone, I believe in you. Even on the off days, belief from others will reignite the confidence when self doubt creeps in. This is a real secret. Sometimes people will not believe in your strategy, and it's okay. You don't need to get other people to believe in you, okay? As long as you believe in yourself, who gives a darn what the rest of the world thinks? I don't care whether they're family, whether they're friends, whether they're, let's say, they're competitors. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because your reality will become their reality when you focus on it long enough. All right. I know that seems very powerful. Number 27, take one deep group breath. You ready, guys? Inhale. Remember, hold it. You're going to hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So inhale for 4, holding it for 2, and exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. We're going to inhale for 4, hold it for 2. Great. And exhale for 6. One more time. Inhale for 4, hold it for 2, and exhale for 6. I know your group might be saying, I don't want to do this. Well, maybe the people that don't want to cooperate with your team and don't understand the meaning of the word team shouldn't be on your team. Okay? It's a privilege to be on a team. It's not a right. Remember that, guys. So that one deep group breath, taking a couple of them, or tackling a problem could be your ace. Okay? Shared calmness creates clarity. Remember that. Breathing together resets the emotional climate. And when we can breathe in tandem, when we can be in a room and our heartbeats can all sync together, okay, that is a coherence. And coherence is one of the biggest attributes of successful people. They don't necessarily know they're in coherence directly, but they strive for it and they can feel they're in coherence. Does that mean something? So being in coherence is a very big key. All right. Number 28, remind yourself you've survived. That's right. 100% of your worst days, that track record means you can face whatever comes next. Now, maybe you have a dog, maybe you're in a room, and maybe the dog comes in the room. Did you know that having that dog in the room for just a few minutes next to you, that dog and you will become in coherence within a few minutes? Your heartbeats will be together. When our heartbeats are together, that means we're in a state of connectedness. Now, many people spend hours trying to figure out, how do I get connected? How do I get coherent? Well, what they're doing is they're doing it in a way that I'm going to say is a superficialness, a way that's really not about doing it for truth. They're doing it because they have an ulterior motive, one that's not going to be for the greater good of all concerned. Number 29, guys, I want you tonight to end the night with one thing I appreciate about. That is gratitude. Gratitude close your day. Even if everyone around you gives you negativity, tells you this is bad, tells you all kinds of things, I want you to take the lens and I want you to realize that you can shift your perspective somewhere else. Gratitude should close your day every day with a true connection. Appreciation, guys, restores the emotional harmony. You know you want emotional harmony, so why not do that? We're almost done with this show, guys, so let's continue this strong. Number 30, I want you to wake up tomorrow morning, January 1st, with "We'll figure it out together." Starting the day with unity sets the tone for teamwork and resilience. Just like the dog, just like people in tandem. When people naturally come together, okay, and they're on the same page, you get a calmness. And that calmness creates a stability effect, which we call coherence. being more technical about it, our heart gets in coherence with other people's hearts. There's been studies done on this all around the world. I'm not going to bore you on that with tonight's show, but I just want you to understand that if you found trouble in 2025, I will tell you why it was. It's because your heart was not in true coherence. So I want you to strive to be in coherence, but do it by being a genuine person, not by being someone that's out for an ulterior motive. All right, guys. Now, when teams learn to bend, okay, without breaking, guess what happens? They become unstoppable. And maybe you thought about this with buildings and even bridges. Do you know that bridges, some of the best bridges in the world and buildings in the world that are built, even the widest and large span bridges, do you know that they have a little bit of a sway to them? Okay, they have that little bit of movement because if they didn't, you know what happened? They would snap with any storm. So there has to be a little give. There has to be a little take. And so if you're too rigid like this, you're going to snap or someone else is going to snap. And you're like, oh, I hate working with that person. So try coherence. Coherence will allow you to ebb and flow together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please incorporate these practices because if you do, they will build trust, they will build gratitude, and they will build an emotional endurance. The foundation of any strong family is coherence. Company or any partnership that you have, it's coherence. If this message, ladies and gentlemen, resonated with you on any level, I invite you to please go ahead and visit, yes, believemeachieve.com. Again, we don't have a lot of time left in the show and not a lot of time till New Year's. We have about 5 hours. We have 46 minutes, and we have exactly at this moment 10 seconds till New Year's. So don't stay home. Don't depress yourself. Don't say there's no reason to celebrate. You're the people that are not going to make a difference next year. The people that say my 2026 is going to be amazing and plan to succeed are the ones that are going to enjoy that breath. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It has been such a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you guys. These amazing 4 years we have been on the air. 4 years. In another few seconds, we'll be on the air 4 years, and tomorrow we'll celebrate being on the air 5 years. Thank you so much for following me, liking me. Check out believemeachieve.com, and let's make 2026 the year that you start following me and making these changes in your life. It's never too late to start. Happy New Year, everyone.